There's a key insight that I will just state in this form. Everything is mind. Mind with a capital M, right? And this is a very freeing thing to realize in this insight. I think you can sort of grasp it at two levels. Like there's a level of intellectual understanding, and then there's a level of like, whoa, holy, oh my God, like that's really accurate, that there is nothing outside of mind. And the second version of this is the one I'm referring to as being very freeing, that in a sense, once you see that, once you realize that, it can't really be unseen. You can still get entangled in thoughts here and there, but you always have access to this insight. And although it may require a bit of meditation or practice or actively reminding yourself of this recognition, there's always a way back to it. There's always a path back to this, which is a very equanimous recognition. It does lead to this really nice equanimity, peace, sort of a bliss state maybe, where everything you need is already here. Everything you could imagine is already here. Everything you fear or doubt is already here. And so there's nothing to manage. There's nothing to go out and get. There's nothing out there you need to run from. It's all right here. Everything, all of it is here. And it's more than just accessible here. It's here. It's already here. It's already in your experience. It's already the totality of your experience, which is the key insight, is that it is the totality of experience. So I have a whole playlist on consciousness, called Consciousness, that points to this experientially. And it is the kind of thing where really you have to point to it experientially, because conceptually is a much less satisfying version of it. But I mean, conceptually, you could say, all right, the truth of the matter is everything you've ever thought, right? Everything you've ever thought about, every fear you've ever had, every way your mind has moved, every way you've imagined yourself in the future, every way you've reiterated a certain memory from the past, a good memory, a bad memory, a traumatic memory, anything you could possibly imagine at all, any other person you know, right? Any of the ways you could think about them, all of that right now is accessible here. And those are all simply forms of consciousness. Those are just forms of mind, let's say. And so, although when there's these internal reflections, the house of mirrors gets kind of going, it feels like there's this big world out there that you're trying to navigate, and you have to get more of this and less of that, and watch out for that. You know, there's this world we seem like we're reacting to out externally. What you realize is like none of that's happening at all. It's like pure subjectivity in a way. Pure subjectivity meaning pure sense of being is all encompassing. It's just everything. Now, some people will even conceptualize that before the realization is really clear and turn it into like a solipsism. Like, I'm the only person that exists, you know? Well, if you're the only one that exists, you're not really fully grasping this, because it's not that there's a separate one called you and then there's no others that you used to imagine and now you imagine they're not there. That's not really the recognition. The recognition and the realization is the substance of which you could even imagine yourself, the substance of which, or through which you could even imagine others, the substance through which you can have a sense of I, the substance through which anything is cognized at all. Anything is believed, anything is doubted, anywhere you could go with the mind, anywhere you've ever been with the mind, anything you've ever imagined, any overlay of thought over any experience, any collation of experience you've ever had, it's all just consciousness. It's all just this right here, this pure experience of being. That's the important recognition and realization, right? So whatever doubt could be moving through your mind, even right now, maybe there's a doubt saying, oh, I don't get this. I never understand, you know, when Angelo talks about this kind of stuff, you know, whatever. Maybe other people get it. I don't. If you just notice immediately right now, that impression is made out of something. It's made out of consciousness. And that consciousness that it's made out of is not apart from you. It's not apart from what you feel like you are right now. It's also not apart from what it is that feels like something. Yeah. It's seamless. It's seamless. Now, some people will have a kind of instinct about this, that it's the I am sense, or called the I am sense, or it feels like that to them. But it's just pure I, or pure being. I don't really care how it lands for you. What I do care is that it lands as a realization instead of an intellectual understanding. So just move your attention to wherever it needs to go to recognize this, that any thought that could appear right now is just more of the same. It's more of this. It's more of what you already are, right? No matter how distant the mind makes it seem like that person is that you're thinking about, right? Maybe the distant past, someone you've lost, or someone that you wish you could connect with that's just too far away. Like, no matter how much the reflections of mind make it seem like that's what's happening, it's not. It's already here. All of that is already here. Everything you've imagined, every iteration of anything you've imagined that you could imagine, no matter how distant in time or space, is happening right here as what you already are. It is already that consciousness, that being, that equanimity, that bliss. That's it. It's an all-encompassing knowing, pure knowingness. And that insight, everything is mind, is critical. At some point for that to dawn, it's critical. Otherwise, there's always going to be some degree of struggle. There's going to be some degree of seeking. There's going to be some degree of aversion. There's going to be some degree of confusion. There's going to be some degree of defense, scrambling, some degree of neediness, some degree of really believing you need someone out there to save you or make you happy or make you feel better or see you or love you. Like, all of that is dispelled when you really get this. Because all of what you've been seeking is already here. All of it is here. It is this, already this. It is this unbound consciousness. It is this pure being with a capital B. It is mind with a capital M. It excludes nothing. Nothing's outside of it. So this critical insight is something that will connect you with your instinct. It will reconnect you with your instinct about being, about aliveness. And you knew this as a very small child, like a toddler. You knew this experience of consciousness, of totality of consciousness, totality of mind. So it's like a reconnection with that instinct, that it is already right here and you can actually rest here finally and always and anytime. It's always here for you. And that's so beautiful. It's such an empowering recognition and realization. Everything is mind.